Not every remake hits the mark. Some feel rushed, made just to cash in, while others manage to honor the original and push it to new heights. These are the kinds of games that balance nostalgia with fresh ideas, giving fans the best of both worlds. With so many remakes coming out every year, it's hard to separate the truly great ones from the forgettable. I went through 75 different titles and narrowed it down to 20 remakes that genuinely stand out. Whether you're revisiting an old favorite or experiencing it for the first time, these are absolutely worth your time. Let's dive into the top 20 remakes that deliver on every level. This isn't just a simple update. Final Fantasy VII Remake completely reinvents one of the most legendary RPGs ever made. The characters feel more alive than ever, with expanded stories and relationships that add real depth. The combat blends fast-paced action with tactical choices, making every fight both intense and rewarding. What really makes this remake shine is how it expands the original world, adding new layers of story and emotion that fans never got to see back in 1997. Whether you're a longtime fan or brand new to the series, this is one of the most unforgettable RPG experiences you can play today.
Just stand there. Help me out, damn it!
Don't overdo it.
Horror games don't always hold up well over time, but the Dead Space remake proves that a classic can be reborn as something even more terrifying. You're trapped on the abandoned USG Ishimura, and every flicker of light or distant noise feels like danger closing in. With its upgraded visuals and audio, the atmosphere is so immersive it feels like the necromorphs are breathing down your neck. But this remake goes far beyond a facelift. The pacing is sharper, the tension never lets up, and the combat is smoother than ever, making every encounter a real fight for survival. The story still delivers with the same chilling mystery, but now with even more weight and impact. Whether you're replaying this horror gem or stepping aboard for the first time, this is survival horror at its very best. Skateboarding games defined an era, and the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 remake brings that golden age back in style. This isn't just a throwback, it's a complete rework that captures the energy of the originals while making everything sharper and smoother. The updated visuals look fantastic, the controls feel tighter, and of course, that legendary soundtrack still hits just as hard. What makes this remake shine, though, are the added mechanics like reverts and wall plants that open the door for even crazier combos. It's clear the developers set out not just to remake these games, but to perfect them. Whether you're a veteran who spent hours chasing high scores or someone picking up the series for the first time, this remake is pure skateboarding fun with all the right upgrades. The original Resident Evil 4 set a gold standard for survival horror, and this remake doesn't just live up to it. It raises the bar. From the very first step into that haunting village, the sense of dread is on another level. The environments feel richer, more atmospheric, and far more unsettling, pulling you into the horror like never before. Combat has been reworked to feel smooth, responsive, and perfectly balanced between action and tension, all while staying true to what made the original so iconic. The story also gets extra depth, with new character moments that strengthen your connection to Leon and his mission. With sharper AI, jaw-dropping visuals, and a world that feels more alive than ever, this remake isn't just a tribute. It's the ultimate way to experience one of the greatest survival horror games ever made. The Last of Us Part Y Remake goes beyond a standard upgrade. It's a complete reimagining of one of the most acclaimed games of all time. The story of Joel and Ellie was already legendary, But the new visuals and animations take the emotional weight to a whole new level. Every detail, from facial expressions to the ruined landscapes, makes the world feel heartbreakingly real. Gameplay has also been refined, with smoother combat and more intense encounters that heighten the stakes in every fight. What stands out most is just how immersive the world feels now. The atmosphere is heavier, darker, and more brutal than ever. If you're new to the series, this is the perfect way to start. And if you've already played it, this remake makes revisiting the journey just as unforgettable, if not more so. Resident Evil makes another return here, and for good reason. The remake of the 1996 classic shows exactly how you take a survival horror icon and make it even better. Everything that defined the original, the eerie Spencer mansion, the tense atmosphere, and the constant sense of dread, is still here, but reimagined with modern polish. The mansion feels scarier than ever with chilling lighting, sharper visuals, and an atmosphere that keeps you on edge with every door you open. The fixed camera angles remain, but the upgraded visuals and dynamic lighting turn them into tools for suspense. This isn't just a visual update either. There are new puzzles, refined combat, and added story beats that make the experience feel richer. It's claustrophobic, nerve-wracking, and still one of the best examples of survival horror done right. If you've never played this remake, you're missing out on one of the genre's finest. Few games prove that video games can be art quite like Shadow of the Colossus. The original was already a haunting, emotional masterpiece, but the remake elevates it into something truly breathtaking. The premise remains simple yet powerful. Defeat towering colossi to save someone you love. But the execution, especially in this remake, is what makes it unforgettable. The landscapes feel vast, lonely, and stunningly beautiful, while each Colossus encounter feels like both a battle and an emotional test. With the upgraded visuals, these giants look even more awe-inspiring, and improved controls make the gameplay smoother and more intuitive than ever. By staying faithful to the spirit of the original while polishing every detail, this remake captures both the heart and scale of the adventure. It's not just a game, it's an experience that stays with you long after the credits roll. Demon's Souls Remake is a perfect example of how to bring a cult classic into the modern era without losing what made it special. The brutal difficulty, eerie atmosphere, and slow burn storytelling are all intact, but now they're wrapped in one of the most visually stunning packages you'll find on PS5. The environments drip with detail, the enemies look grotesquely beautiful, and the smoother frame rate makes combat feel sharper and more responsive. This remake doesn't change the soul of the original. It simply refines and elevates it for a new generation. For fans of challenging, atmospheric action RPGs, this is everything you could have hoped for. And yes, now everyone's just waiting for that long-requested 60 FPS Bloodborne update to complete the dream. The Spyro Reignited Trilogy is the definitive way to revisit one of gaming's most iconic platforming series. From the moment you jump in, the colorful, whimsical worlds feel exactly how you remember them as a kid. Only sharper, brighter, and full of detail. The dragons now have unique personalities, and classic characters like Ripto, Zoe, and Elora have been brought to life in ways that make them even more charming. There's a playful nostalgia baked into every moment, like Elora teasing Spyro, but it all feels fresh at the same time. A brilliant extra touch is the ability to swap between the new and original soundtrack, giving fans the best of both worlds. Whether you're reliving childhood memories or discovering Spyro for the first time, this trilogy nails the magic of what made the series so beloved. The Legend of Zelda. Link's Awakening Remake feels like pure magic. Some players were unsure about the toy-like chibi art style at first, but it actually fits the quirky, dreamlike tone of the game perfectly. The story remains as heartfelt as ever, with Link waking up on the mysterious Koholint Island and meeting its memorable cast of characters. The dungeons are a joy to explore, with a solid mix of challenges and puzzles, especially the water-themed ones that really stand out. Gameplay feels smoother and more polished, while the HD presentation brings a fresh shine to the Game Boy Classic without losing its soul. For Zelda fans, this is the definitive way to revisit one of the most unique and charming entries in the series. Persona 3. Reload is more than a simple makeover. It's a complete reimagining of the game that shaped the modern Persona series. While some people compare it to Persona 5 Royal, this remake doesn't try to be that. Instead, it stays true to the original while refining the experience in all the right ways. The pacing starts off a little slow, but once it clicks, the story's emotional weight and character growth really shine through. Tartarus, the game's central dungeon, may not have the flash of later entries, but it holds its own with its eerie atmosphere and layered gameplay. Combat is smoother, the visuals are stunning, and the ending still hits with the same emotional impact that made the original unforgettable. Whether you're revisiting the journey or diving into Persona for the first time, Persona 3 Reload is a must-play that respects its roots while giving fans a polished new experience.
10 years ago, your parents... I'm sorry. I've been so busy, I didn't have time to read this beforehand. I'm Ms. Toriumi. I teach composition. Welcome to our school.
Yakuza Kiwami takes the original game that started the series and rebuilds it into something both fresh and faithful. From the moment you walk through Kamurocho, the city feels vibrant, detailed, and full of life. Combat is the biggest step forward, faster, smoother, and more dynamic than the original. Switching between multiple fighting styles keeps every battle interesting, while the brutal heat actions make each street fight feel cinematic and intense. On top of that, new story scenes expand on the bond between Kiryu and Nishikiyama, adding even more depth to an already emotional narrative. Whether you're a longtime fan or brand new to the series, Yakuza Kiwami is the best way to experience the story that launched this beloved franchise. Resident Evil 2 Remake brings a survival horror legend back to life with a modern twist. Leon Kennedy's disastrous first day as a rookie cop and Claire Redfield's desperate search for her brother unfold in a completely reimagined Raccoon City. The switch to an over-the-shoulder perspective makes the game feel fresh while still honoring the original. The visuals and atmosphere are stunning, building dread around every corner, while the audio design ramps up the tension in ways the 1998 version never could. Combat and exploration are smoother, puzzles are reworked but still rewarding, and iconic enemies like William Birkin and the relentless Mr. X make their return more terrifying than ever. It's the perfect balance of nostalgia and reinvention, setting the standard for what a remake should be. Ratchet Clank is non-stop fun from start to finish, rebuilt to show just how far the series has evolved. The visuals are jaw-dropping, with colorful, detailed environments that feel alive, and near-instant load times make the dimension-hopping mechanics seamless. Combat is fast-paced and chaotic in the best way, packed with inventive weapons that are as strategic as they are wild. Every fight feels fresh as you experiment with different tools for the job. Beyond the action, the story delivers heart and humor with characters you can't help but root for. Rivet is a standout addition, and her chemistry with Ratchet and Clank adds new depth to the adventure. This isn't just a remaster. It's a full reimagining that blends explosive gameplay, charm, and emotion into one unforgettable package.
Slow down, please! Dad's not listening!
The dimensions are weakening considerably.
How bad is it?
Halo. The Master Chief Collection is the definitive way to experience one of gaming's greatest franchises. It brings together 6 Halo titles, each remastered with improved visuals and tighter gameplay, creating the most complete journey through the Halo universe. Whether you're a longtime fan reliving the glory days or a newcomer stepping into the boots of Master Chief for the first time, this collection has it all. Legendary campaigns, iconic multiplayer modes, and a polished presentation across the board. The enhanced online features make matches smoother and more competitive, while the updated visuals breathe new life into classic missions without losing the magic. For newcomers, it's the perfect introduction to a gaming legend, and for veterans, it's the ultimate way to revisit a series that defined an era.
A rogue salvage ship. Or we might have stumbled into an entire Covenant fleet.
Maybe they haven't recognized us.
The Nathan Drake Collection brings the first 3 Uncharted games together in one polished package, and it's the perfect way to experience Nathan Drake's adventures. The upgraded visuals and smoother controls make these classics feel fresh without losing their cinematic charm. Uncharted has always been like stepping into an action movie, and this collection proves it. From scaling collapsing ruins to surviving chaotic shootouts and pulling off wild stunts, the energy never lets up. The storytelling is still sharp, the set pieces remain unforgettable, and Drake's humor keeps everything fun and engaging. Whether you're new to the series or a longtime fan looking to relive it, this collection nails it. 3 epic adventures in one. Fun, cinematic, and endlessly replayable.
Nice.
Black Mesa isn't just a remake of Half-Life. It's a love letter to one of gaming's most important titles. This fan-driven reimagining gives the classic a modern coat of paint with upgraded visuals, tighter mechanics, and better pacing, while staying true to the groundbreaking design of the original. Iconic levels and puzzles return, but they feel fresh and more immersive thanks to the overhaul. The atmosphere is as tense and captivating as ever, and the improved storytelling adds more depth without changing what made the game special. For longtime fans, it's pure nostalgia reborn, and for newcomers, it's the best way to see why Half-Life changed gaming forever. Black Mesa doesn't just preserve a classic, it makes it shine all over again.
I tried to warn you.
I never thought I'd see a resonance cascade, let alone create one. By Schrodinger's cat, he's alive.
Gordon! Thank God for that.
Mafia. Definitive Edition is everything a remake should be. It takes the 2002 original and rebuilds it into a cinematic crime story that feels just as powerful today. You step into the shoes of Tommy Angelo, a cab driver who gets pulled deep into the world of organized crime in Lost Heaven during the 1930s. The city isn't open world in the way we think of today, but it doesn't need to be. Every street, car, and rain-slicked alley is crafted to serve the narrative. Driving feels authentic to the era, but smoother, and the combat has been reworked to be more grounded and impactful. What really makes it shine, though, is the story. Enhanced cutscenes, stronger performances, and richer character development give this version a level of emotional weight the original only hinted at. If you're into gangster films or just love a story-driven experience, this is a crime saga worth diving into.
Tired out of questions.
The Silent Hill 2 remake takes one of the most iconic psychological horror games ever made and reimagines it for a new generation. You follow James Sunderland as he returns to Silent Hill after receiving a letter from his late wife. And what follows is a mix of supernatural terror and haunting self-discovery. Bloober Team has shifted the gameplay to an over-the-shoulder perspective, refined the combat, and even added a dodge mechanic, which makes every encounter feel more tense and strategic. Puzzles have been expanded, maps are more helpful without taking away the challenge, and the environments, from eerie hospitals to disturbing prisons, have been rebuilt with an insane level of detail. The redesigned monsters are even more unsettling, and Akira Yamaoka's updated soundtrack still nails that eerie balance between beauty and dread. This remake keeps the emotional heart of the original but modernizes everything else, making it an absolute must-play whether you've been through Silent Hill before or are experiencing it for the first time.
Where are you, Mary?
The Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy is a remake done right, bringing one of PlayStation's most iconic mascots back to life in stunning detail. This collection rebuilds the first 3 Crash games from the ground up, and the difference is night and day. The visuals are bright, colorful, and packed with personality, making each level feel both nostalgic and brand new at the same time. The platforming is just as tough and rewarding as you remember, with tighter controls that keep the challenge fair but still intense. What makes this trilogy so special is how it manages to capture the spirit of the originals while modernizing them for today's audience. Whether you grew up with Crash or you're meeting him for the first time, this remake delivers hours of fun, frustration, and satisfaction. It's proof that a great platformer never goes out of style. And that's the full list of the 20 remakes I think are absolutely worth your time. Of course, there are plenty more out there, and I probably missed a few fan favorites. So let me know down in the comments. Which remake would you have added? I'd love to see your picks. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more gaming content, stick around. I've got plenty more on the way. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.